everybody, and welcome to the Empowering Industry Podcast. I am so excited today. I've been having a great day filled with interviews and just talking with our customers, and it's been great. This episode I've been really excited about recording because I absolutely just love Tiffany. I met her at the Empowering Women in Industry conference. Amazing rock star. You're going to love her. So, Tiffany, without further delay, jump on here and tell everybody who you are and what you do.
Hey there. Thank you so much for having me, Charlie. I have so looked forward to this. My name is Tiffany Vandemark, clearly. I am a motivational speaker. I'm a coach. My focus is personal branding, and I'm super passionate about this. I'm extremely passionate about empowering women in industry. I think I was able to come to your event, speak at one of your breakout sessions, and was so inspired and empowered by your magic, Charlie.
Thank you,
And
thank you, thank you. So
you're welcome.
we use that term Charlie Magic around here, and so I love to spread that. So I'm actually working on something that would resonate with everybody on what that magic is for them. But you get it, and I want to know a little bit about what made you want to be a coach. Like can you set us up and kind of understand how we
Sure.
got to that point?
So I started out, I've had an amazing professional career. It's some people are like, you're a jack of all trades, master of none. No, I'm a Swiss Army knife with a multitude of experiences. And it's all brought me to this point. But it's my mission has always been there. And my background is health and fitness. I started out owning my own personal training company. I have been in marketing for Chobani Greek yogurt. I started their experiential marketing. I led our Olympic activation. It was amazing. I've owned my own marketing and branding company, and I've been a speaker and coach for years. It started out in health and fitness, wellness coaching, and then it moved into more of executive coaching. And now I've been coaching since before coaching was cool. And now my niche is personal brand coaching because I feel it's so important. And I think especially as women, we forget who we are. So you talk about magic, Charlie. My mission statement is to help all find their magic. And that is truly with their mission.
I love that. And, we do talk about personal branding a lot on here. I think it's because, and we have this background of being an entrepreneur, you do have to actually know your personal brand, promote it, use it. That's how people remember you and show up. And yes, buy from you. I said it right here. You have to say it.
That's it. People buy from people they know and trust. And there's a whole lot of statistics. It's something like 38% of people, like if we won't get into the nitty gritty of LinkedIn, but 38% you're a greater chance of being connected with and seen if you've got a photo. 78% of people say that they buy from companies that their CEO has has an elevated personal brand. And, sometimes I love the magic piece is sometimes we forget our magic, but it's in there, ready to come out. And part of that is really knowing who you are authentic. And Charlie, you're so authentic. It's shows in what you wear, how you show up. Your event was magic. Your daughter's magic, how you make people feel. Your personal brand is in every single thing you do.
Well, I want
It,
to talk about that a little bit because you mentioned earlier about this experiential marketing. What is that for people? And like, you can give an example because we were talking about this before we jumped on of just like the event itself and what that looks like. But what is it for people?
so experiential marketing is everything that a customer, client, event attendee experiences. So I'm going to bring your event up. It's how your keynote speakers, it's the dinner, it's the tables, it's your promo gifts, it's your amazing wall that we got to take pictures in front of. It's everything that they experience. It's not just it's who your keynote speakers are.
Right, it all ties in. So for us, we kind of create a theme. And so every year there's this different theme that goes there. And if I go back, like I can talk about my life journey through these themes over the last 6 years, you know. But it's because that's what your that creative side, that magic that we have, and then we're taking out of that bucket. And it isn't just me that puts on this event; it's a whole committee and team. But there is that piece that I'm bringing in people like me, right, that have the same like mind, right?
Absolutely.
Yeah, and so we kick off the event with a keynote that aligns with whatever that mission is, or theme is, which it is a mission. And so and they play on each other every year. So that experience is intentional. You know, we that was one of our themes to be intentional. But it was just so rewarding to hear that from you is that you well, first you understand it. You understand my
For
personal
sure.
brand, but then you saw that in what we're creating, and we are doing that for the pump industry, so I'll
It
talk
is,
about
and that was what it was too. It was who you surrounded yourself with, your entire team, your speakers, the events, the speaker dinner or happy hour that we had, and just getting to know each other. And it just made the whole thing. It was inspiring. I learned so much about your industry that I was like, wow, these women are powerful. And it was just
Well, I
amazing.
think that that's it. You came in, not being from STEM or
Yeah.
manufacturing or anything, and then, you know, with the industry fashion show, we're bringing in PPE and workwear, hard hats and steel toes, things that I don't have to actually wear, but I respect and love. And
Right.
occasion, I go to a, you know, on site where I've got to be safe as well. Um, but it just opens your mind because we're like, showing that feminine side that merges into this very masculine world, and what does that look like for people?
It was so incredible for me because I am all about empowering women. I speak on it. I'm on so many boards, and but empowered women empower men, and we need them. And you also showed that in such an incredible way, the men that were there and why and how they support you. And having you talk about personal branding, a pink hard hat with a ponytail space for the ponytail in the back. What the what? I didn't even think about that. Even down to, why am I wearing a one size fits all when I can go to work and own it and still be feminine or masculine, however that is you want to show up as.
Right, which
And
is my
so
favorite
I
part
love it.
about showcasing what women in industry looks like is it looks like all of us because we are women in industry. So, uh,
Yes.
that's the best. And thank you, our allies out there in that ally panel. It's a favorite every year. I mean, because we do want to learn. We want to learn from, I mean, a lot of us have men mentors, so we know that we learn from men well and we've been successful. But what else, you know, can we learn from them? But then they are like, hey, ask me questions and challenge me so I can learn. And it's been a really great relationship for the men that do want to show up and are
I
courageous in that event.
Yes, and I think it's, to have this safe space for women. And that's what I like I provide all the time. I got into personal branding because I've always had men mentors, but my biggest mentor is my mama, my little Southern mama, who taught me that no is not an answer, and then I just keep on going. And I have had the privilege of being from marketing to public speaking to, public speaking for Tony Robbins' company to working for It's Just Lunch, a dating service, to fitness and coming back to personal branding. So everything I've done, I've still shown up. I've still been me. And I also know what it's like to lose that. I was in the top of my game, owned a fitness company. I was a nationally ranked fitness competitor, and I was training athletes, and I started training a professional wrestler celebrity and Ric Flair. And had him lose 50 pounds, run a 7-minute mile on his 50th birthday, and re-sign his contract with WWE at the time, WWF at the time. And then we ended up getting married and then divorced. So you can only imagine I lost myself inside his ring. And figuring out, he helped me realize how important my personal brand is, because I know what it's like to lose it, and in his world. And then it's taken me years to rebuild that. And part of that rebuild, and what I love about what you're doing too, Charli, is empowering us. When we really figure out who our authentic self is and figure out what our mission is and own it, that's where our confidence comes from. That's where we can show up in that pink helmet, that pink hard hat with the ponytail in the back,
Yeah.
and just showing up in whatever meeting, whatever event that you're in with confidence because you know who you are. I
Yeah,
don't
and
know
we
about
talked a
you
little bit
all.
about this on the personal branding side. And I think, well, first of all, you have a strong personal brand. You show up, you are glowing, you've got the bright colors, like,
Thank
you just,
you.
you just are, we're drawn to you and we want to get close to you and get to know you. So that's definitely there. And that's what you want as a coach, for people to trust you and be open and want to be around you. And so you've got that down. But personal branding, it's you mentioned it, it's every single thing. It's what people think about when you're not there at all. It is,
Yes.
what did you leave people with? I've had people when I changed my picture and not wear my, red jacket in my profile, like, "Where's the red jacket? Like, where did it go? Like, I can't follow
Right.
you. Like, what's happening?" And,
Right.
so there's elements of that, and there's also, you need to know what you want people to remember you as and take control of your personal brand because you can influence that. I was in, 80% male-dominated space, media, digital media, social media, pump girl, and then I completely shift to I'm going to start an event for women, and people are like, you must be crazy because that is so different. And like, how are you going to show up, But I didn't really change, I really just, this is who I am and this is actually fun. And I'm just showing you a little more of what I've got. So,
Right.
it's really, it's been a fun learning. And I bet you also saw that, like, what we've learned out of establishing our personal brand. How do we give that back to people? What are some of the tips from your side? If you don't want to give, too much away because this is your livelihood, but give a couple of tips on personal brand.
Sure. You know what? This is a really powerful, with all my new clients, I have them, and I want you to write these questions down. I want you to ask three people that know you really well and you care about. I want you to tell them that your personal brand coach asked you to ask these questions. And if it's uncomfortable, I want you to just text them. The first question is, what is the first thing you think about when you think about me? Right? And the second question is, what am I really great at?
I love these questions.
And you will be, it's stuff that I promise you you'll know, and you're like, dang it, Tiffany's right. Um, it's stuff that you know that's inside. That's the magic that we sometimes lose. But it's in there. And those are the words and the things that are about to come out in those answers that I want to see in your about on your LinkedIn. I want to see in your bio. The third question I want you to do is ask yourself, what are you passionate about? What makes you smile? What lights you up? And this isn't about other people. It's not about serving. It's not about being a mom. It's about what lights you up. For me, it's the sun, it's the ocean, it's being outside, it's being on my paddleboard. It's literally, it is serving others and empowering others. That's part of what lights me up. Being here with y'all today lights me up. So I want you to answer those three questions and then take a look at them. And really, that's the beginning of understanding your personal brand. Those things that those people are about to tell you, that's who you are.
Oh, I love it. Oh, I love it. I love it. I can't wait. Y'all, like, if y'all do this, you just send me those and
Heck,
I want to
absolutely. I
know.
want to see.
Or better yet, ask me. I'll tell you, of
Right
what
on,
it's
because
been
you'll
better.
know, you know what I mean? And this is part of, I start with your mission is your magic. And these answers are part of really crafting your mission statement. My mission statement, I told you, is empowering others to find their magic. And that hasn't changed in anything I've done. Nothing from personal training to experiential marketing to what I'm doing now. It's still the same. And you'll look back on, I've been about every decade have been able to reinvent myself. And it's been a good time, but my mission has never changed. And I look back on it and I'm like, that's pretty darn accurate. I use my 3 M's: your mission statement, it gives you focus, your mindset helps to really make that mission come to life, and move. How are you moving every single day? Even if it's something so small like listening to this podcast, how are you moving forward every single day to accomplish that or to get closer to that mission?
Oh, I love it. Oh, 3 M's. That's something we can all remember, y'all.
That's
Um,
right.
okay, so I'm gonna ask you a couple of questions on just like rapid fire questions.
Okay.
What is your favorite book?
God, this sounds crazy. Act like a lady, think like a man. Steve
No, you mentioned
Harvey.
that earlier. I was like, is that like, am I supposed to know what that
It
is?
is
I was like,
a
it's a book.
it's a book, and I read it years ago. I have a lot of favorite books, but that just comes to my mind, and I think about it all the time because I've been in corporate America, and it's my Southern mama is taught us this. You act like a lady, you think like a man, and that's literally in my mind. It's not been about dating; it's how I show up in corporate America, and unfortunately, we're still there, y'all. And so I still want to be a lady. I don't want to be a man. I don't want to have that um, thought process.
Persona.
I
Yeah,
don't
yeah.
want to come across that way. But it's an awesome book.
Yeah. Okay. Awesome. What about music? What's your jam? What do you
You
jam
know
to?
what? I love Michael Fronte. I love reggae, and I love me some country.
Okay. Awesome. Awesome. Now, what is the best advice that you have ever received?
I'll have to say it's from my mom. My mom has told me to never take no for an answer, to just fight for everything I want because I deserve it.
I love that. And you brought up your mom a lot. You mentioned my daughter. We have that like mom, me, daughter, but they have something that is something super special. They just
Oh,
see the world. And I think that that's really sweet and just what you pass down. And sometimes it skips you, but it's still passed down. So anyway,
I
um,
love
you,
that.
you definitely, love your mom and she's influenced you. And so I brought that up because Kathy, she says, there's no such word as can't, you can, so watch me kind of thing. So,
It's for me, it's hashtag challenge accepted. I'm like, oh, really? I'm doing it. And as an athlete, I'm still an athlete, y'all. I'm an aging athlete. I call it ageless athlete. I still do a cartwheel every week, and I walk into the gym and do 10 pull-ups just so they know I can at 55. So I think that competitive piece keeps me going. But I think of my little Southern 5 foot tall mama who was the only female financial planner at Raymond James and back in the day, and just fought for everything she had. And I'm blessed, but I keep on fighting. I don't know who my next challenger is, but bring it on.
okay, so here is what I have for you. If you were going to tell Carly, my daughter, if you were
Yeah.
going to give her some advice, what would you say?
You know what? I would tell her the same thing. I love that I can't is that's an invitation. I would tell her that she can do anything in this world that she wants to put her mind to, and that no is a challenge accepted.
I
Let's
love
do
it.
this.
Yeah, she's going to love that.
You
And I'm
got
going to
this,
show her.
Carly, and she
Yeah.
was such a gift to me. It was unbelievable. She was a highlight.
Well, it's funny. She does watch the podcast and different. She's the fully engaged, my biggest cheerleader for sure. She wants to do all the girl stuff, but she also wants to, and I saying it like this is wrong, okay? But she also wants to play with rocks, which is
Right?
still so
Me
girly.
too. Me too. I'm
So
out there shooting guns and doing all the things, but I also it's a fun way to be.
yes, and I'm so thankful that we have people like Jessica who has been, using her social media and posting about rocks and social media and Canva and all this stuff that it has inspired my daughter because y'all
Love
are
it.
saying that and posting that. So I appreciate you. And I hope people will take this and think about their personal brand. Both male and female can take something away from this podcast.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
Ben, and I um when I speak to businesses and stuff, it's funny. I spoke to CFOs and I was like, this is going to be a tough crowd. And I walked in and I gave them stats on personal branding and what it meant. And you should see their lights, lights pop on. And I was like, your personal brand, somebody had a bow tie, somebody had on socks. And I ended up picking up 3 male clients from that because they were like, I don't know where. I haven't posted anything on my LinkedIn. I haven't built anything. I thought I was going to be with this company for the rest of my life, and there's some challenges that are happening. I had one that was let go from a job after 25 years and was like, I've done nothing but promote my company. And that's how important it is. It doesn't matter who you work for, you still need to have your personal brand. You represent them, but you are your logo. And don't ever forget that.
Yeah, and it is a challenge to get over that. Well, I was talking to another person actually today. I was interviewing her, and it's basically like if you lose that job, you feel like you lost your identity, and it no matter who it is, it's a tough place to be, and that you do sometimes need help getting through that. But if we set people up at the start saying, okay, this is just a piece of you, then hopefully, it's not going to feel so extreme for the people. If we can get this message out, it won't feel that way.
Absolutely. Please follow me on LinkedIn. My whole goal is to share tips on how to build your personal brand. And if you need any assistance, I'm here.
Awesome.
It's
Awesome.
my favorite thing to do.
Thank you so much, Tiffany. And until next time, everybody, be empowering.
Thank you.